Hi, I'm Dominic Bender. Thanks for watching Dominic's Woodworks. And today I want to show you how to make a wine glass holder, or a glass caddy, or a bottle boy, or whatever you can call this. There are some templates floating around the internet, but I'm making one without a template, and maybe you can learn something from the way I do it. I'm using 80mm plywood, and I already drew my template. I want to show you how I did it. And the first thing you need is measurements of, well, the bottles and glasses you're going to use. I'm no expert, and I think that wine bottles are pretty much, well, standardized. Or at least I hope so. But I don't know about wine glasses. I know that there are different types, and they're probably to be used only for certain kinds of wine or whatever. I'm really no wine drinker. The point being, you need to know what you want to make so you can lay it out. The first thing I did was to get a diagonal measurement, and I should mention that I want to make a holder for 4 glasses. So the diagonal measurement would be, you come from this side, you got a wine glass, a little bit of space, the bottle, a little bit of space, and another glass. You don't have to make the holder such that the whole wine glass is covered when looking down from the top, but that's the way I went. I came out at about roughly 25 centimeters. There's a lot of trial and error involved, but what I did was I moved this out here, trying to keep the angle, and held it like this and got 21 centimeters. Drew this as a square. That's not really a mathematical or accurate process, but rather, well, guesswork. But it's quick, and while it may be dirty, it gets results. Then from this square, which I used my square for, I drew the 2 diagonals, and in the center, obviously there would be the bottleneck. I already drilled that out using a Forstner bit. And from that point in the center, I used this compass first to draw the bottle to be. Then I added 1 centimeter of free space. I set it to the diameter, or the radius rather, of the wine glasses, and from there, just the end of the free space, I just drew a line, and where it crosses the diagonal I need to drill a hole. The only thing left was to mark these channels through which the wine glass will pass, and to do that I used this geometric triangle, and it has these parallel lines for 1, 2, 3 and so forth centimeters, and there's the millimeters, but it doesn't have 0.5, which I would need to make this channel, which should be a centimeter wide. In order to accomplish that, I took the triangle and made an additional line here, parallel to the diagonal of the square, 2 centimeters distance. And then going from there, I used the 1.5 mark, lined it and drew this first line. And then from that line I went ahead to go another centimeter to get my channel. I have a small problem now. I wanted to round over these notches too, but this won't fit over my round over bit. I have no idea how to accomplish that right now. But just looking at my router bits, I found the chamfer bit, and it fits in here. So that's probably what I'll do. Chamfer through here, and then I can put it up here and using the router lift move it up a few millimeters and be done with it. So that's up next. So so it worked. I need to fetch some wine glasses to test this. Maybe it needs to go deeper. So next up is sanding, finishing, and in my case printing out a template for the writing to go there and do some freehand router work. Here I have the template glued to the piece, and as I made this with Inkscape, so I could have easily marked the center, but I forgot. So I folded this one in two halves, holding it against the light so I'd see where the text is to align it. Made two creases here to get the center, marked it with a pencil and aligned it by eye. And I think I will scratch this just to avoid that. Now I get some adhesive foil to put over that, as I saw in a geek recently, and then I'll have to do some routing. Well, turns out I aligned this rather okay by eye. One problem that I realized during doing this is that I had this bit set slightly too deep, or at least I thought so, and in doing so I kinda tilted my router. I tilted it up to move to the next letter, and then as I sank it in, it didn't go all the way. Seeing how I thought that that I was too deep, but turns out, looking at the letters that I did with the full depth of the bit, turns out that I wasn't. So I'll try to remedy some of that. I'll now send the pencil lines off. Do something about these edges here. I just realized now's the best time to find a typo in what I wrote, but it looks okay. So that's how I went about making this wine glass holder. I could probably still cut out something here, but it's supposed to be a birthday present, and that birthday was 2 days ago, so I'll probably leave it as it is, but as always I'll ask my wife what she thinks, and maybe it's back to the bandsaw with this. So thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting and could take something away from it. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. If you like what I'm doing, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. You can find all my social media links in the end card, as well as a link to my Patreon campaign. Thanks for watching. The reason I actually let her in is the Whirligig Wars and the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which the Whirligig Wars are supporting this year. Yes, she came back because it's for a good cause.